All right, let's talk about something that's at the core of, well, everything we are. Personality. What is it? How does it make you, you? We're going to dive right in.
I mean, really think about that for a second. It's this huge question, right? Your personality is your own special pattern of thinking, feeling, and behaving. It's what makes you different from everyone else. But where does that all come from?
You know, the origin of the word itself gives us a huge clue. Personality comes from the Latin word persona, which was the mask an actor would wear on stage. So it kind of frames our personality as the face we put on for the world. But that just makes you wonder, are we just the roles we play? Or is there something real behind that mask?
To figure that out, we have to look behind the mask. We need to move past that simple idea and get a bit more scientific. We need a real blueprint for understanding what's going on inside.
And this right here, this is our blueprint. This definition from the psychologist Gordon Allport is kind of our key to the whole thing. It sounds complicated, I know, but it tells us something really important. Your personality isn't just one single thing. It's a whole collection of systems all working together, always changing, and they're completely and uniquely yours.
So let's break that down a little. What are these systems he's talking about? Well, there are two key phrases in that definition that really hold all the answers.
First, dynamic organization. That just means your personality is never frozen in place. It's alive, it's evolving, and all the different parts, your thoughts, your feelings, your habits, they're all connected. Then you have psychophysical systems. This is huge. It means your personality isn't just in your head. Nope. It's the bridge between your mind and your body. Think about your thought patterns, sure, but also the actual hormones that influence your mood. It's all connected.
And, you know, that idea of a mind-body connection, it leads us straight into one of the oldest debates in psychology, nature versus nurture. Basically, where do all the raw materials that make up you even come from? So on one side, you've got nature. This is the stuff you're born with, right? It's your genetic code, the biological blueprint handed down from your parents. And on the other side, you've got nurture. And that's, well, it's pretty much everything else. Your family, your friends, your school, your culture, all the experiences that have molded you since day one.
And nature isn't some abstract thing. It's real, physical stuff. Just think about your adrenal glands. You get into a stressful situation and boom, they pump out hormones like adrenaline. That physical, biological reaction directly changes how you feel and how you react. That's your biology, your nature, in real-time action. But then there's nurture. And wow, is it powerful. Think about it for yourself. Every single environment you've ever been in, your family, your school, your neighborhood, it's all left its mark. It taught you how to be confident or maybe how to be cautious. It shaped your values. It's like your social world is a sculptor, constantly working on the raw materials you were born with.
So if every single one of us is this completely unique mix of nature and nurture, how can psychologists even begin to categorize personality? Well, they do it by creating these kinds of maps. They identify key traits that we all have, just in different amounts, to help us kind of find our place.
Probably the most famous map out there is the whole spectrum of introversion to extroversion. And the key word there is spectrum. It's not about being one or the other. It's about where you land. Introverts tend to get their energy from within. They're often more thoughtful, more imaginative. Extroverts get their energy from the outside world. They're more practical, talkative, and energized by being around people. Of course, most of us fall somewhere in the middle. We're ambiverts.
And there are other really interesting maps too, like this one, field dependence versus field independence. This is all about how you take in information from the world. So imagine you walk into a crowded room. A field-dependent person might instantly tune into the social vibe, the mood, the relationships. A field-independent person, on the other hand, might tune that out and focus on one specific conversation or solving a problem, guided more by their own internal goals. See? Neither one is better. They're just different ways of seeing the world.
So we've got our blueprint, our raw materials, and our maps for understanding personality. But here's what might be the most important part of this whole thing. The picture of you is not finished. Your personality is not some permanent statue. It's much more like an unfinished portrait.
And that's really the crucial takeaway here. Your personality evolves, it changes. Whenever you take on a new role in life, becoming a parent or a leader at work, or even when you just face a really big challenge, your patterns of thinking and behaving, they have to shift. You adapt, you reorganize yourself. That's the dynamic part of that old definition coming alive. The psychologist Heinz Werner put it so perfectly. He said we start as a diffused mass, basically just a bundle of potential.
And then, through all our life experiences, the different parts of us get more defined, more organized, until we become an integrated whole. It's this beautiful, natural process of growing into a more complex and complete version of ourselves.
So, in the end, you're not just your genes, and you're not just your past. You are an active, ongoing work in progress. And that leaves us with one last question to think about. If your personality really is an unfinished portrait, what are you going to add to it next?